Hey guys, and welcome back to Decaffeinated Photography. My name is Alex. I hope you're all doing very well. Today we have a bit of a different video for you, and by different, I mean, now there are lots of creative people in the world, and sometimes they can also be celebrities. So today we're looking at a few of the celebrities that you did or didn't know were actually very much into photography, just like you are. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And I just want to say before we get started, this is in no order in particular. This is just celebrities who are photographers, or photographers who are celebrities. Coming in at number one is Jeff Garlin. Like me, you guys probably know Jeff Garlin from Curb. Now he plays a bit of a balancing act to balance out Larry David's character, but what you might not have known is that he's actually featured like a photographer. He's quite talented at what he does. And so I actually found this out recently, and so he's actually been taking behind the scenes photos of talk show hosts, also behind the scenes on the set of Curb, which I find amazing being an avid Curb lover, and amongst other things. And so he recently had a photo exhibition at the Leica Gallery in LA. So I'll chuck a little bit of an interview here that he did for Leica, just to show you guys what I'm talking about.
I don't do it to promote Leica. I don't get free stuff from them. I just have it with me and I shoot everything I experience. And by the way, it is discouraged a lot in situations for me to have my camera with me, and I tell them I won't go on, and the conversation's over.
Garlin is quite a funny man, and I love his character on Curb. So the fact that he's a photographer really surprised me, and it just makes me like him even more. So I think it's pretty cool. You can check out his stuff here. On to the next one. Okay, so next up is Drew Carey. That's right, Drew Carey.
Hey, welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, the show where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
You guys know this guy, right? Whether it be from Whose Line Is It Anyway to the Drew Carey show, or most notably recently, what's that show he's on? You know, The Price is Right. So he's the host of The Price is Right. But sometimes in his spare time, he also likes to be a bit of a press photographer for sports. And by sports, I mean soccer. And by soccer, I mean the US men's national team back in 2006. What I find really interesting about Drew Carey's alter ego, could say alter ego, is it is named Brooks Parkenridge.
Nobody could use my real name just to buy the pictures that scared me, so I thought of a fake name.
What was your name for your...
It was Brooks Parkenridge.
Brooks Parkenridge?
Yeah, I grew up, the intersection where I grew up in Cleveland is Brook Parkenridge.
I'll chuck up some of his photos here, but there you go. There's another one that you didn't know was a photographer. Maybe you did. I don't care. You see this big lens that he's got? Man, like I wish I had that kind of stuff. Maybe works in a vacuum, so if you're a celebrity, you can afford all those lenses. And you know what they say, like lenses equals better photographer, right? Perhaps the most exciting to me of all the entries in this lineup is Kehlani. Now, Kehlani has been very influential to me in terms of her music, and I was kind of over the moon when I found out that she had a film Instagram account. So I love her music, and finding out that she also had this other creative vision or creative eye was really great for me. So she posts her photos under an alternate account and pseudonym Hyphy Williams. Now she credits this as her director. I believe it's just her alter ego, so make of that what you will. But she's been doing this stuff on her other account, so I'll chuck that up here or here. She shoots both film and digital, so these aren't all film photos, but she's also been directing her own music videos at home as well with a friend. That is really cool, especially during ISO. Like the fact that you can be putting out that high quality stuff gets a big tick from me and everyone in the community. She's been shooting them with Brianna, who is her photographer. Very talented. I'll chuck her details here. I honestly believe that she has a great creative eye, photographic eye. And really, now my question is there anything this woman can't do? I don't know. All right, so next up we have our boy, Frank. Now, you guys must know Frank Ocean. If you don't know Frank Ocean, you've been living under a rock. Frank Ocean is a great musician. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Frank Ocean's Met Gala experience with the Contax T3. And if you haven't, this is it for you here. He was Vogue's feature photographer for that event, and he gave us nobodies a bit of an inside look into the inner circles of such a highly esteemed event with so many celebrities around. Now, before you come at me and say Frank Ocean isn't a photographer just because they gave him a film camera for one event, I'm gonna say you're wrong. I am not in a place to be able to determine who is and who isn't gonna be labeled a photographer. But what I will say is that if you want further proof that Frank Ocean is a man of multiple talents, here is his photo essay after his 2 albums in 2016. He took some really great images through this. The photography was all him, but there you go. Again, same with Kehlani. Is there anything this man cannot do? I have his songs on repeat, and he's also putting out this fire imagery. So there's Frank Ocean. Just in case you didn't know, he's also a photographer. Now, another musician hitting our screens comes up next. The man, the myth, the legend, Lenny Kravitz. Are You Gonna Go My Way is one of my favorite songs from Guitar Hero 3. No, sorry. Are You Gonna Go My Way is one of my favorite songs from Guitar Hero World Tour, but that's besides the point. Lenny Kravitz, back in 2015, released his own black and white photo book titled Flash, in which he quotes, "It captures the essence of what it's like to be a rock star." Now, it is said that Kravitz really likes his black and white photography, as can be seen by shooting with the Leica M monochrome. That is some expensive piece of gear, yes, very much so. And of course, he is also partnered with Leica, no surprise. All these high tier celebrities, they're really going down the Leica route or the film route. It's one or the other. Kravitz helped design something very expensive for Leica. Now let me delve into the details here. He helped design the Leica M monochrome drifter, which includes a leather trim and a synthetic python snakeskin look. The price? Well, this is not something I'll ever be purchasing in my lifetime, but they made 125 copies, going for $37,000 Australian. I don't know who's buying these cameras. Not me.
Music and film, taking pictures, are both about storytelling. And for me, one doesn't live without the other. Rock and roll and photography, that's the story right there.
Kendall Jenner is another celebrity who has been attributed to the meteoric rise in prices for certain compact film cameras, namely the Contax T2, which she brought along with her to a talk show at The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. I'm going to show you a clip from that here.
A little contact.
And that's how you take that beautiful photo?
This is actually a different camera than I took those photos
Oh,
on.
okay.
I just got this one.
Oh,
but,
really?
I love this camera.
Well, I was thought maybe, would you like me to model for you?
This obviously sent prices of the camera through the roof. Same with Frank Ocean. People want to be shooting with these cameras because they idolize these celebrities. At the end of the day, I really think the fact that Kendall was shooting film is great for film as a whole. There really can't be any bad words to be said about that. So there you go, there's another one, Kendall Jenner. We have another model popping up here, Gigi Hadid. Gigi Hadid? Gigi Hadid is absolutely on the top of the modeling world right now, and I don't need to go into details, so I'm not. Gigi has some great behind the scenes images on her secondary account, Gsposable, which is actually a really smart play on words, so I give her brownie points for that one. So Gigi Hadid posts some film snaps from a disposable camera on her secondary account. I must say I am quite taken aback by some of these images. They are great. I think she obviously has that creative eye. And if you're gonna come at me and say, shooting with a disposable camera doesn't make you a photographer, well, I'm also gonna hit your back one and say, yeah, she actually shot for Versace. For Versus Versace. I'm gonna let the images do the talking. I don't really know what Versus Versace is, but it's here for you. You guys know the Jonas brothers, right? Joe Jonas, Disney Channel, I think.
Hey, I'm Joe Jonas from Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam, and you're watching Disney Channel.
What you might not know is that Joe is also a very talented film photographer. So he also has a secondary account, Up of Joe, where he shares some little slice of life images just from his everyday. And I think they are really awesome. And some of them capture some real nice emotion. So if you guys want to check out Joe Jonas's Instagram account that features his film photographs, I'll chuck it up here to show you some examples. I can't comment on what kind of camera he shoots because he hasn't mentioned that on there, but it seems as though they are all film. It's Jughead time. Jughead on Riverdale, Ben on Friends, and also creative photographer. This one is probably the most well-known. It is Cole Sprouse. Cole is probably one of the only ones who posts all of his creative works on his main Instagram account, which currently has over 30 million followers. This guy's stuff is absolutely unreal. He does conceptual stuff. He does the warm tones in like the color red and orange. He's worked with those colors, especially out in the desert. He has some really great ones out in the desert. I can't say any kind of words about this guy's work. Seriously, they are unreal. A lot of people would know that he's a photographer just based on how many people are following him. I don't know if he's shooting film or digital. I'd assume based on looking at some of them that some have to be filmed just because of the vibe they give off. His work has just taken a step up recently, and so I recommend that you guys all check his stuff out, like absolutely. Just scroll down his feed and you'll continue to be amazed. That is celebrities that you didn't know were photographers. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a bit of a different one for me. I wanted to kind of focus on the outside because on this channel, we've often tried to make stuff ourselves. But I think at this current time, I think it's vital to look outside and look at what other people are doing and what other creatives are creating. Obviously, having a list of celebrities isn't really that relatable for you guys as an audience, but I definitely think seeing what these people are doing with film cameras can motivate you to also use your film camera. Yeah. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be sure to chuck all the links down there for all these artists and celebrities. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. Keep shooting film, and I'll catch you on the flip side.